what do you mean by business correspondence? Business correspondence means the exchange of information in a written format. An enquiry letter is a letter written by a potential customer asking for information about a product. A letter of quotation is a specific offer of sale made in response to an enquiry. A claim may be defined as a demand for action. Welcome dear students. I am Mrs. Reena, lecturer, Department of English at Vidhyaashram First Grade College, MYSURU. Today in this session, let us discuss the unit Business Correspondence of B.B.A. 4th semester. In this lesson, we will be learning about the introduction to business correspondence, letters of enquiry and reply, offers and quotations, orders and execution letters, complaint, cancellation and settlement letters. Now, what do you mean by business correspondence? Business correspondence means the exchange of information in a written format for the process of business activities. So, business correspondence means the exchange of information in written format. Business correspondence can take place between organization, within organization, or between the customers and the organization. So, business correspondence can take place between organization, within organization, or between the customers and the organization. Now, let us know about the cycle of business correspondence. As more and more goods and services are offered for sale, advertisements publicize these goods. So, as we look into the advertisement, there are increasing enquiries in the world of business. So, if anyone wants to sell their products, they will advertise that. As we go through the advertisement and if we like to buy that product, what we will do? We will inquire more about that product. So, the usual steps in the cycle of business correspondence are, these are the different letters which we use in our business activities. So, letters of enquiry, letters of offer, placement and execution of orders, trade references or status enquiries, cancellation letters, letters of complaint or claim, adjustment letters, collection letters or settlement of accounts. So now let us go into the detail of these letters. So what is letters of enquiry? An enquiry letter is a letter written by a potential customer asking for information about a product, service or procedure with the desire to avail the product or service offered by a seller or an organization. So, it is a letter written by a customer asking for information about a product, their service and procedure, how to buy that product, what are the procedures which we have to follow, everything. It's an enquiry about the product and the process of buying the goods. Occasions on which letters of enquiry are sent. First one, enquiry letters are sent when a buyer wants to buy goods of a particular kind which he does not regularly buy. So when we watch a new advertisement in the TV and we feel like buying the product, what we will do? We will inquire or we will write email or we will contact through phone to know more about that product. So here an inquiry letter is written when a buyer wants to buy a goods of a particular kind which he does not regularly buy. And again it is written when the prices of goods are constantly changing to ensure that he has been purchasing the goods on the most favorable terms. Okay, one person can write the letter when the prices of that goods are constantly keep on changing. Okay, so for example, if a person is purchasing a good from the same company for a long time and he is using the same product for a longer time and the prices keep on changing every month, maybe every month or every 3 months once and all. So he wants to confirm that whether he is buying a favorable goods. Next, when a buyer wants to tap new lines of business. So, for example, if he wanted to purchase a new product, he has to inquire about that new product. So, when he wants to improve his business, he will write an inquiry letter to the company to know more about that product, and after that he will buy the product and he can start a business. An offer, now is an offer letter. An offer is a proposal to sell goods at a certain price and on certain terms and conditions. In other words, it is an invitation extended by a trader to his prospective customer to place orders for his products. And there are types of offer. A general voluntary offer. It is an offer or a specific offer voluntary to a large number of prospective customer. A general voluntary offer is a voluntary offer given to a large number of customer. Next is a specific offer. It is an offer made to a specific person, that is only the enquirer, in response to his enquiry. And here a firm offer is also there. An offer may be firm when the supplier undertakes to accept and execute an order for a specified article at a specified price within specified term. Next is a firm offer. An offer may be firm when the supplier undertakes to accept and execute an order for a specified article at the specified price within specified time. That means products will be given to the buyer or the customer and he has to sell this for the specified price. He has to sell it for a specified price or in the given time, specified time. He cannot change the price there. He has to sell the products according to the price given by the company. Next, an offer without engagement. That is, when there is no undertaking on the part of the supplier to sell a specified article at a specified price. Here, so you can see when we go to a shop, you can see the price tag and it will be stuck by the owner itself, right? They will make some changes and it won't be the company price. They may add 5 rupees or 2 rupees or 10 rupees to that and they will stick that price tag. So here it is an offer without or engagement. That means here the owner can change the price. Next is letter of quotation. A letter of quotation is a specific offer of sale made in response to an enquiry. It includes details about the prices of the goods needed, terms of payment, conditions of delivery, etc. If a person is ready to purchase a thing and if he is satisfied by the product, he will ask the enterprise or the company to give them the quotation. That means to know the details about the price, okay, then terms of payment, etc. So it is an estimate of how much something cost. So quotation is the estimate of how much something cost. Next, it is supposed to be competitive in nature. So that means, for example, if a person is selling a product for 10 rupees and the other person also wants to sell the same thing, and if he sells that for 9 rupees, there will be more people to buy from him. Next is placement and execution of orders. If the quotation given or the offer made by the seller is found satisfactory, the buyer accepts the quotation or offer and places an order with the seller. Next, when an order is received, it should be acknowledged and confirmed or accepted immediately. So, if an order is placed by a buyer, the seller has to acknowledge it soon, or else he has to confirm that soon. Otherwise, the person may miss the chance there. So, and he has to accept immediately. When the seller replies to an order, it means that he has undertaken to deliver the ordered goods on the terms and conditions agreed to. Next is executing of the orders. Every order should, if possible, be executed immediately or within the agreed time limit. So after the placement of goods, the next process is to execute the goods to the buyer. So this has to be done immediately and within the time limit. Within the agreed time limit, he has to execute the goods. Otherwise, the buyer will go to another company to buy the things or purchase the things. As soon as the order is executed, it is necessary for the seller to send an advice of consignment along with the invoice, or the order is executed, immediately the seller has to send the consignment, that is the number of goods which he had asked for, and also along with the invoice or the bill. Next is trade or credit references or status inquiries. So the letter that is written for obtaining information about a business enterprise is termed as business status inquiry letter. Generally, a business enterprise writes this letter to another business enterprise for collecting information about a prospective customer. Usually, banks, trade associations, or business firms are mentioned as references. So the seller then writes the inquiry letter to the referees, that is banks and all, requesting them to provide some information about the customer. So they have to see the seller before giving his goods. He has to see his status also. He has to see whether he is capable of paying the money, of paying the cost of the goods, everything. So he has to inquire about that person. The purpose of writing this letter is to obtain information relating to financial capability or credit worthiness, goodwill, nature of business dealing, honesty, relationship with business associate, etc. Now you understood why they write this reference letter or status inquiry letter. So they want, before selling a product to a person, customer, he has to know about him. He has to know that whether the person will be able to pay his debt or pay the money which he has to pay. So he will write the letter to know about his financial status and also to know whether he is an honest person, whether he will be able to pay the loan, etc. Next, cancellation letter. When the buyer writes a letter to the seller requesting him not to deliver the ordered goods, okay, requesting him not to deliver the ordered goods is known as the letter of cancellation. So already he has ordered some goods and he doesn't want now. So he will write a letter of cancellation. He asks the seller to cancel that order. The cancellation of an order is legally possible only when its acceptance is not complete against the buyer. Every time if a person orders a goods and keep on writing the cancellation letter, it won't be worth for them. The cancellation of an order should be done legally. Further, an order can be cancelled by a buyer only when there are sufficient grounds for cancellation. Okay, so there is proper evidence only they can cancel that. Next is letter of complaint. A complaint letter is written by a dissatisfied customer. A complaint letter is written by a dissatisfied customer expecting the organization to resolve the problem by offering him or her adequate compensation. Next, the contention may be with regard to the quality, quantity, pricing or after sale service in the case of a product. So, a buyer can write a complaint letter if he is not satisfied with the quality, quantity or the price, etc. It may be related to the nature, competence or efficiency in the case of service. The letter should logically explain the dispute supported by documents and other kind of evidence. Okay. The letter should be logically explain the dispute supported by the documents and other kind of evidence. Okay, before writing the complaint letter, there should be proper evidence and also the documents. Along with the documents, they have to write this letter. Next, letter of claim. A claim may be defined as a demand for action made by a customer to compensate him or her for any mechanical, physical or functional defect in a product purchased or perceived inadequacies in service obtained. A claim can be defined as a demand for action made by a customer to compensate, to give him the money back, to compensate if there are any mechanical, physical or functional defect in the product. Next is adjustment letters. Replies to letters of claims or complaints detailing action taken are called adjustment letters, or redressing the grievance of the buyer by the seller is called adjustment. So if a buyer writes a complaint or if he claims for his compensation, the reply given by the seller is known as the adjustment letters. Now, collection letters or settlement of accounts. Letters that are written to recover outstanding amounts are known as collection letters. So, despite every possible care having been taken by the seller before supplying order on credit, it is possible that the buyer fails to pay on time. These letters are then written to collect such outstanding payments. So, a buyer will go, he places the order, everything, he agrees to all the terms, everything. And after that, what happens? The seller, he executes the order and he will give the products to the buyer. If the buyer will not do the payment properly, the seller can write the collection letters. As you are a business student, you should know the format of writing different letters. So here, let us look into few examples of the letters how you are going to write. Whenever you write a letter, you have to keep 5 things in your mind. That is, that letter should include heading, second is salutation, next one body of the letter or the message, then subscription, that is the signature, then the 5th one is superscription. So these are the 5 things which you have to keep in your mind when you write a letter. So heading means, for example, you have to mention the place, date, etc. Salutation. Salutation is like dear sir, dear ma'am, respected sir, respected ma'am, etc. Then comes the body of the message. So this is the body of the message. Whatever you want to say, that you have to write. Whatever you want to convey, that you have to write it there. After salutation, you have to write that. That is body of message. Then after writing, that is subscription. Next step is subscription. You have to write your name and signature. And the last step is superscription. That is the address to whom you are sending the letters. Now let's look into this letter. So for each and every letter, you can use the same format. Only thing is, you have to change the message. Body of the message should be changed there. So write a letter of enquiry from Oxford Book Zone, MYSURU to Cambridge Book Distributors, Chennai, requesting them to inform the availability, price and the terms of trade, stating the books required. So nowadays, you can see that already in the template, they will be having this address, from address there itself. Okay, maybe in the mail or something. You have to write the from address. Then comes the date, that is the heading. Then to address, to the marketing manager, MS Cambridge Book Distributors, 37 Mount Road, Chennai, 600001. That is a pin code. Then comes salutation, dear sir. Then the message, kindly inform us if you can supply the books mentioned below with the number of copies that we require mentioned against each. It would be helpful if you could mention the price of each, discount allowed, packing and forwarding charges. The books that we require are Management Accounting by Shukla and Gravel, that is national publications. How many books they need? 300. You have to mention how many books you need. Next, Business Communication by V.S. Ramani, educational publications, that is 500. Financial Management by M.K. Sinha, Navneet publications, 250. Then Principles of Management by T. Rao Kalyani publishers. So that is 250. So after that, you have to write, we would appreciate a reply preferably within a week. Then, thank you, yours faithfully, for Oxford Book Zone manager. You have to sign there. So one more example, let's see. draft a suitable reply to a letter of enquiry. That was the previous one was the letter of enquiry, and this is a reply to the letter of enquiry. From Welpson Flooring Private Limited, Mumbai, to Excel Alltech Private Limited, Mysuru, who have inquired about their new ceramic tiles. So here, so who is writing here? From address is already there. Then heading 22nd June. Whenever you write, don't disclose your name there. Whenever you write letter, don't disclose your phone number, name, etc. in your exams. So 22nd June 2021, Excel Alltech Private Limited, 102, second main, JAYALAKSHMIPURAM, Mysuru. So dear sir, this is the salutation. Thank you for showing an interest in our product. We are enclosing a catalog and price list for your kind consideration. The designs displayed on the last 4 pages are our latest ones and are currently very popular abroad. They have a special coating that prevents staining and fading. We have supplied these to a number of leading architects and construction contractors in and around Mumbai. The offices have found them easy to maintain. The physical appearance is also very attractive. So we will be happy to discuss your requirements personally. Please call us anytime at the number given above, and I will have my local representative call you when you are free. So this is the reply letter for the letter of enquiry. And here the subscription, that is yours truly, for Welpson Flooring Private Limited, signature proprietor. Hope you will be able to write the different forms of letters. Whenever you write the letters, you have to follow the steps which you have to write. That is heading, salutation. So in the body of the message, you have to write according to the question. Body of the message should be, you have to go through the question properly, and according to that matter only you have to write you should include that matter in the body of the letter. Next is subscription, signature and superscription address. And in the next session, let us discuss about the bank correspondence. Thank you. Stay safe and healthy.